We're getting a few chairs up here because we want to make sure everybody has a seat. It's a big team coming up. Representing Team Jones, let's welcome first coaches Peter Corkum and Ken Bagnall. Gentlemen. Alternate Mary Sue Radford. Lainey Peters can't be here tonight, by the way. Lead, Nancy Delahunt. Second, Marianne Arsenault. Third, Kim Kelly. Skip, Colleen Jones. Well, because she told me she wanted it. Can everybody see the TV okay? Yeah, okay, good. Can you, Peter? Good, okay. Well, you name it, the Colleen Jones curling rink had it. Skill, an ethic for hard work, complete and total preparation, game faces, the will to win, an ability to rattle the opponents and keep them rattled. Probably a bit of luck, too. That combination made the rink of Skip Colleen Jones, third Kim Kelly, second Marianne Arsenault, and leadstone Nancy Delahunt, the dominant curling team in Canada from 1999 to 2004, arguably the best team ever in Nova Scotia sport history. And it also turned them into world champions. 5 Canadian championships, and still a record 4 in a row, twice world champions. It was never easy. It took drive and determination by them all, and for Delahunt, Arsenault, and Kelly, capitulation to a leader who worked 364 days a year and only took Christmas off to cook the turkey. That was it. It seems she was always practicing, throwing stones, and planning strategy. Team Jones has been called, as you know, the best team ever to play in the province. It's hard to deny that a team winning as much as these women did locally, nationally, and internationally, under the glare of the media spotlight, with television viewers able to analyze every move, and with the pressure of defending your country's honor in a sport that Canada has dominated for decades, that can give you the right to be called the best ever. Here's Manitoba's Jennifer Jones talking about Colleen.
This team is always going to be remembered as one of the greatest teams to ever play, and was really an inspiration for all young curlers, for everybody coming up to try to achieve what they've done. I mean, they've won more Canadian titles than any other team. They've won a world title, and they were very consistent for a very long period of time. So they'll never be forgotten and always remembered in an amazing way.
Colleen Jones skipped 19 Nova Scotia championship teams, including 2 junior titles, and skipped Nova Scotia to silver in the 1979 Canada Games. In 1982, she skipped her team to a Canadian Women's Championship, but then, despite appearing at several more Scott Tournament of Hearts through the years, waited 17 long years to win again when the foursome that would become Hall of Famers tonight came together. In the 80s and 90s, Colleen had what some would have termed unconventional methods, but as Nancy Delahunt, a friend since school days, says, Colleen was ahead of the game. She treated it like you had to be an athlete. While everyone else was having a beer, Colleen was practicing and training. She recruited Kelly in 1991, Delahunt in 1995, Arsenault in 1998. The pieces were in place. Joe Mccusker was an almost annual opponent of the Jones foursome when she was a member of Sandra Schmerler's Saskatchewan rink that was always at or near the top of the Scott Tournament of Hearts.
The team really got behind Colleen to make her feel confident in every shot that she was going to play and every strategy that she chose to play. Marianne, Kim, Nancy, they all would get behind her strategy decisions, and it was purposeful. Let's not question, let's not cast any doubt. Let's make her feel as good as we possibly can so that when she delivers that last rock under pressure, she will perform, and that's what she did. 4 Scotties in a row. It's just an amazing, amazing record.
Colleen says Kim was feisty and hated to lose. Nancy had perspective and sort of a Pollyanna attitude that if they did make a bad shot or lost a game, so what? The sun will come up tomorrow. And what Marianne added was an easiness, a yeah, whatever attitude that was needed with everyone else so intense. She added the balance that pushed the team over the top. They became friends, sisters, living and playing together for long stretches. Like many athletes and teams, there were superstitions. Always sit in the same seats in the car. Always leave the hotel in the same order. Colleen carrying a lucky sock in her coat.
What I really liked about them and really could identify with this team was how much fun they had together, how much they made the experience something they really, really wanted to do, and they coveted and they looked forward to going to the Scott Tournament of Hearts every year. And I really could identify with this. Anyone that has been a curler at a Scott Tournament of Hearts knows how special that event is and how rare it is to be treated like a queen. And they absolutely look forward to it every year. They plan their entire season on peaking at that event, and that's what made that team work.
After they failed to defend their 1999 title in 2000, Ken Bagnall came on as a psychologist and sort of coach, even though he admitted he knew very little about the game. What he provided was an objective opinion, direction, and a focus on the ultimate goal, which was winning. Let's hear again from Joe Mccusker and add in comments from Jennifer Jones as well.
In 2001, which was actually my first year broadcasting too, and that Scott Tournament of Hearts, they played in the round robin. They looked like they were out of it. And they brought in Ken Bagnall, sports psychologist.
You could see the change in their demeanor on the ice and their shot making under pressure, and it really showed all of us that sports psychology is a huge necessary element in order to be successful. And
really changed the game, the power of sports psychology and how much they bought into everything that Ken told them so they could just focus on performance.
They won Canada and the Worlds in 2001, won Canada again in 2002, 2003, and 2004, when they also won the world title for a second time. Much of that success can be traced to Kelly, Arsenault, and Delahunt, willing to match Jones' work ethic and work habits and do whatever, whenever, and however to work with the curling gods. We ask you to sit back and relax here and watch a few minutes of joy and excitement, of cheering and yelling, and of four women at the very top of their game.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. Look in my eyes. Hold on. Hold on a minute. I know what's going on like that. Like that. Hold on. Just hold on back. Let them know that you're too much. And this is a beat up. They can't touch it.
Colleen Jones. Out of her hand, Delahunt. Way trying to hold it for her. King Kelly urging them on. They can't afford to roll. Gotta sit right there. Don't roll.
Oh, Charlottetown,
Have time.
Kelly Law successfully defend, or will Colleen Jones win her third Canadian championship?
No! Whoa! Curl! Curl! No!
There's the roll, but isn't enough. Oh, it's going to be close.
But it's just barely moving the needle. Nova Scotia wants to see
I
a
think
big
Nova Scotia's
movement.
got it. They have. Nova Scotia wins it. A measurement on an extra end to determine the championship. Colleen Jones has become the most successful skip of all time in Canadian women's curling.
Y'all ready for this?
With her last rock. And what must be running through her mind? And Mary France is emotional. But what a hard-fought effort here against this juggernaut from Nova Scotia. The Blue Nosers awaiting the moment. As Colleen leaves the hack.
Yep, clean. Yep.
unprecedented 4th consecutive Scott title. For family and friends across the country, it is a moment worth noting.
Well, no, we don't need to peel this. We really don't need to peel. But let's look at the double. Okay, yeah. I think the double looks nice. I like the double.
Or nose it even would be
like
fine, I think. This is the old situation. You're up 3 with the hammer playing the last end, and it's nose hit, and then they still have to make a cross the rings roll, get the roll buried.
I think so. Yeah.
Double would win it here.
Got 1. She got 2.
All right. I want to show you once again comments from a Canadian and world champion as well, Jennifer Jones.
Colleen, Nancy, Marianne, and Kim were just amazing individuals and amazing shot makers, but their love of the game, their passion for their game, and their patience. But what I always remember is their ability to make the biggest shots in the biggest moments with the most pressure, and they did it as a team.
And within the curling community, keeping up with the Joneses has been a common theme in the last 20 years as Colleen and now to an extent Jennifer dominated. Jennifer has been compared to Colleen, and here's what she says about that.
He's one of the greatest players to ever play this game, and somebody I truly respect and admire for so many things. So to be considered in the same sentence as her is something, it's very humbling for me and truly an honor. And she does have a pretty good last name. So I hope maybe there's something in the name, but congratulations to all of you. Kim, Colleen, Marianne, and Nancy truly deserve this, and I hope you enjoy your evening.
There you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, the finest sports team this province has ever produced right here, and newest inductees to the Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame, Nancy Delahunt, Kim Kelly, Marianne Arsenault, Colleen Jones, with Lainey Peters absent tonight, Mary Sue Radford with us, Peter Corkum, Ken Bagnall. Here they are. We're going to try to choreograph this so we can get it done quickly, the plaque and the pin presentation. We'll get Peter and Ken done first. Kevin Sanford from the marketing department of the Chronicle Herald is going to do the plaque, and for the pin, a man who was instrumental in creating the fine ice on which the team curled at the Mayflower Curling Club in Halifax, a member of the Canadian Curling Hall of Fame for his efforts at the National Championships held at the Metro Centre, Bill Harris is going to do the pins tonight. Maybe we'll do one big group photo at the end. Would that be easiest? Let's get, yeah, Mary Sue, you come on up now. Yep. And let's have Nancy Delahunt come up now. There we go. This is working okay. Marianne Arsenault. Kim Kelly. And Colleen Jones. Pose for pictures here, guys. Somewhere. Let me get out of the way, Sue.
I don't have a camera. Thank you very much. Thanks, Bill.
Perfect. All right. Don't go away, anybody, but we'll talk to the lead first. Why, when this was at its very peak, why did it work so well?
Good question. I remember Lainey saying once, someone asked her that, and she said that the team somehow found a way to let everybody be themselves. And I think there was some truth in that, because I think that we all added just a different little mix and a different little piece of the puzzle. And I think that we had an incredible talent in our fierce leader. And I think that when we fell into step with Colleen and the things that she was trying to teach us, and she was, like I said before, always one step ahead, and always, even though we had succeeded the previous year, we were coming out next year inviting so-and-so down to check out this or that. And so I think that was the steam engine, and I think that we just had made the right mix, and we had the right fit, and it was magic for sure.
I want to ask all four of you this. What was your personal favorite moment? Was it one of those ones we saw, or something off ice, or what?
Yeah, for me, we've been asked this a lot. For me, it was the Lausanne World Championship win, which is in 2001. So we had won 2 Canadian championships at the time. Lausanne became a real family event. My family's all sitting over there. They were all in many of the videos with their Canada hats and their noses. They became red when we were Team Canada, moved on from the blue noses of Nova Scotia. But Lausanne, for me, it was a whole family affair. My kids had both sets of grandparents there. I had both my sisters and of course my mom and dad, and it was just such a great time. And then to win the World Championship, something that Colleen had not yet achieved, and for me, I was just thrilled for our team and thrilled for her. And so that was my biggest moment, yeah.
There you go. Lead Nancy Delahunt, ladies and gentlemen. Marianne? What was your initial response, either internally or verbally, when you were recruited to this team?
Well, I was looking forward to getting to know Nancy and Kim. I had played with Colleen before, but didn't really know Nancy and Kim very well, and knew, of course, that they had been really good at curling, so I figured if I could be one of the foursome, then we might actually win some stuff.
What was it like, because in the West, they're so proud of their curling. Could you feel it every year that, oh yeah, good, but it's a team from the East? Did that kind of drive them nuts out there?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've gotten some comments in the past from other competitors or from people maybe in the West that say, well, they get to go to the Scott every time, of course they're going to win. But I'd like them to come to Nova Scotia and try to win in this field every year. Not so easy.
No, not so easy at all. Your favorite moment?
It was the 99 Scott win, our first win. I think I felt a scream building from my toes and just came out through the top of my head. And somehow I didn't hear any of it, but I know it was loud.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's second Marianne Arsenault, folks. Thanks, Marianne. It's pretty special to be the mate, huh, on a team that was just so good. Why do you think it works so well, Kim?
Well, I think, like Nancy said, we really learned to respect each other. And when you're 4 women, 5 actually, when we went away to the Scott, but through the year there were 4 of us, and we spent a ton of time together. And we just really developed and accept and bless each other for our strengths and our weaknesses. And that and Ken Bagnall was our magic.
He gets too much credit. Look at him back there. He's a good fella. What was it like? How important was it, and I think I know the answer, but to have a support system at home that knew either wife or mom was going to be away for a large part of the year throwing curling rocks?
Oh, well, that's essential. If we didn't have that, we would not nearly, that goes without saying. I mean, we wouldn't have had the success we had. I know personally my husband never once complained in his whole life about me going away to curl. And we had, little kids. I mean, I played from the time they were born and had August babies because of it. He wanted January ones for hockey, but I won. So I carried them. And and all our families, incredible support. And yeah, that was essential.
Right. What about your particular favorite moment?
My favorites were for sure the 99 Scott, but I have to mention the Continental Cup, the first one we played in, where you play for the whole team. as North America, and we got to play in the big point game that made a big difference, and that was a different pressure again, and it was really fun, especially because we won. But
Especially
we drew to the button twice.
I remember that actually. It was very exciting, huh?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah. Maybe the best maid ever in Canadian history right here, folks, Kim Kelly. Thank you.
I taught him everything he knows, everything. And that hairstyle was in style in 1987, by the way, when I was interviewing Will. And just to be told, I was always doing my job for CBC. It was at church on Sunday that I met Will, who was an altar boy. And if you're Catholic, you know at the end of church you go and you shake the hand of the priest and everybody as you're going down. And I wasn't interested. I just was interested in Will. And where can I do it? You must play basketball. You're super tall. I have to do an item. I don't even think it was basketball season, which is why we did it on the court at Halifax West High School back in the old days of where it was. Anyhow, always working. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, did you want to ask something else? And that you met Bruce Springsteen and didn't call me. You know better. That, by the way, Bruce Springsteen was an anthem song for us. But go ahead, Bruce. Where were you?
You know, I could listen to Colleen speak all night, and for a second I thought we were going to. You went through from '82 until you found these three. You went through a lot of permutations and combinations trying to find just the magic team. Did you know it right away when you had it?
Kind of, but in the 17-year lull, I was busy making babies, having babies, building career, other things that women are doing, lots of balls in the air. But there's no doubt that when these four, when we got together, I think we were in a bonspiel in Thunder Bay, Ontario. And we won the bonspiel, plus something bizarre too, wasn't it like $3,000 in heating oil, which if you won in Thunder Bay, that was a big thing. But we were wondering, how are we gonna get that oil back to Nova Scotia? But I remember we lost a game, and I looked at them and I said, my God, we're good. We're really good, so don't stop believing. Is that a song? Yes, it is. Not a Springsteen song. No.
I'm never sure when your answers are over. I'll just jump back in.
Yeah, jump in anytime.
Yeah, I'm just never sure. We're talking about special moments here tonight, and the fact that a lot of people think you're the best curling team, certainly in Nova Scotia, maybe nationwide. You always have deflected that. You've always said, nah, it's Connie Laliberti or it's Sandra Schmerler. Why?
Because we were pretty average at being, let me rephrase that. We were good at the basics, and we did the basics really good. We didn't miss simple shots. We made really easy shots all the time, and we weren't going to miss them. So the other teams did fancy stuff, and we had the KISS philosophy, keep it simple, stupid, where we're gonna not miss anything easy ever. And if you missed something easy, you were getting my glare, which you didn't want to ever get.
Right.
So we kept it simple, stupid, and it worked. So the other teams, I thought, maybe had fancier shots in them than what we had, and we'd pulled out occasionally fancy shots. When we'd pull out one a game, I said, that's it, that's our quota. Don't look for anything more, that's it, yeah.
Right. Just keep it very simple.
Yeah.
I remember in 2003, I was doing the rinkside reporting in Winnipeg at the Worlds.
Super job, super. You ask questions like this, but keep
right.
going.
And you were undefeated the entire week.
Oh, right, darn it.
Yeah.
Stop there.
No.
Let's stop while it's
and lost to Debbie McCormick in the final. I think the score was a ridiculous score, like 3-1. It was a weird game. Yeah. And I remember the tears in your eyes and the you wanted to win on home soil. And I kind of said, would you come do an interview? And you immediately, even though you were just down and out, came right over and stood there and took your lumps. Can I ask you where that comes from and why you had that within you?
Because you have to take your lumps. You know, I think you have to, as Mary Sue always says, put your what do you always say?
Big girl panties on.
Put your big girl panties on and deal with it.
Hubert, are those the ones you wore? Are those the big girl panties? Yeah, okay.
Sure. And you mightn't like it, but fake it till you make it. Put on a brave face. I mean, sports is all about winning and losing. You're not going to win all the time. And when you lose, it does feel like the end of the world because you've put your heart and soul on. There's not many other things in life other than sports where you walk to the edge all the time and find out what you're made of. And sometimes you do it well, and sometimes you lose, and you just have to kind of put your big girl panties on and deal with it. Yeah, do you ever have to do that, Bruce?
All the time, yeah. As a matter,
I do have
they're huge, as a matter of fact.
Speaking of Mary Sue and Lainey, Ken and Peter, I mean, we talk often about the four magic together, but really, you never do it without all the other people that make it possible, whether it was our families who have been incredible throughout supporting us, and fans like Shirley Himmelman, who's been awesome, Marilyn Corkum as well. There's been so many people, but our families have been incredible. Ken and Peter have been incredible. Mary Sue's been phenomenal of just being able to know how to help you hold it together. So massive thank you to everybody who helped us along the way.
Right, and a final thought, we had it from everybody else. Your personal favorite moment, if you can pinpoint one.
99, winning again in Charlottetown, I think, as Marianne said, and especially for me, having gone 17 years of not winning and knowing what it was like and knowing we were always close and never giving up on the dream. I think when you have a dream and shoot high and keep it there in the distant, I mean, we were lucky. We were just lucky to be able to have that and to be able to kind of, curling's a game of inches. I know they say that about a lot of sports, but in curling it can sometimes be millimeters. When you have the opportunity to win, it's just magic. So that was a special year.
That was the one on the tape where you kind of did the face plant into the ice.
The hair was in style that year too. I know you're not going to believe it, but it was big. It was always
It's kind of big. You should consider speaking for a living. You're really good.
Hey, and you're good too.
Thanks. Listen.
You get paid by the word.
And you make way more than me. All right. Here's what we're going to do. Let's have this team stay right here, okay? Because we're going to wrap this up instead of going down and coming back up. So just how about a hand for them one more time? How good are they, huh?